Joe's off finishing his degree in cybersecurity, trying to get into law school, studying how to protect systems and interpret laws, and I can't help but think it's perfect training, because if you can understand how man secures his machines, you can begin to understand how God secures his creation. The universe runs on code, not binary but consciousness. You can firewall data, but can you firewall your energy? You can trace network breaches, but can you detect when your own spirit's been hacked by fear, ego, or false light? You see, man's laws govern behavior. The divine laws govern resonance. One cares what you do, the other cares what you are. And when you violate the law of being, reality itself becomes your feedback loop. Break it and your world starts to glitch, fatigue, chaos, confusion, until you correct it, because life doesn't punish, it calibrates. Karma isn't vengeance, it's version control. Every unhealed thought is a bug in the code, and awareness is the update. The ancients knew this long before code or courtrooms. As above, so below wasn't poetry, it was physics. Your breath mirrors the pulse of the stars. Your spine mirrors the staff of creation. The 7 chakras, 7 seals, 7 notes, all frequencies of one instrument playing through you. The temple was never built of stone. It was built of sound, geometry, and memory. The great secret was never to escape the body. It was to sanctify it. There are laws we rarely speak of, subtle, self-verifying truths that govern every plane. The law of reflection, that everything you condemn or worship outside yourself is something unintegrated within. The law of economy, that the universe wastes nothing, not even your mistakes. Every detour becomes design. The law of resonance, that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you match. And the law of reversal, that ascent begins in descent. Spirit falls into matter so it can rise conscious of itself. You don't climb to heaven, you awaken it beneath your feet. There's also the law of silence. Few know it anymore. It's the one that says true power doesn't announce itself. The moment you name it, you limit it. Real mastery operates without advertisement. It doesn't need to prove, persuade, or perform. It simply is. Silence is the signature of understanding, and noise, the mark of the untested. And then there's the law of exchange. Energy flows only where it's honored. What you take without gratitude, you lose. What you give without purpose returns empty. Every relationship, spiritual, emotional, financial, operates on this principle. Even prayer is transaction, awareness for alignment. The higher the intention, the cleaner the current. We could speak of the law of opposites too. How every shadow exists to outline the light it conceals. Every adversary, every heartbreak, every fall is the scaffolding of your ascent. The devil, the darkness, the doubt, they were never your enemies. They were the curriculum. The soul evolves through tension. It can't grow in paradise because paradise offers no friction, and without friction there is no spark. So while Joe studies man's law and system security, the deeper study remains the same: how to protect the sacred architecture of your own being, how to stay uncorrupted in a world that trades truth for convenience, how to maintain system integrity when surrounded by false signals. Because the final lesson is this: alignment is protection. Purity of intent is the strongest encryption. Awareness is the only firewall. When you operate from coherence, when your heart, mind, and will vibrate as one, nothing false can breach you. The universe stops testing you and starts trusting you, and in that moment you don't just live under the law, You embody it. You become its proof. The soul stabilized in truth becomes untouchable. So yes, Joe's learning man's laws, and I'm just here decoding the ones that never change. The ones written before words. The ones that govern cause, consciousness, and creation. And in the final analysis, there's no higher court, no jury, no sentence. Only awareness, only alignment. That is the law before law. Humanfluence adjourned.